All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the end of the video, actually towards the middle, because right after this chart analysis, I'm going to discuss a ticker symbol I want you guys to add to your watch list. It's already up 7 points, right? $7 since we mentioned it. And I'm going to discuss about two ticker symbols I briefed on this morning. One went up 10%. The other one went up close to 50% in the day. And if you want to participate in that and join the community over at the Discord and the Patreon, the link is down below so you guys can check it out, because I do daily watch lists as well as weekly watch lists that I'm watching. But let's jump right into CLOV, Clover Health stock, and why it jumped today. This is breaking news. And don't forget, guys, smash that like button to let me know you watch this video so that you can help out the YouTube channel, and it lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into these videos. So Clover Health stock has actually ran right from way down here at $7. I've talked about this one since it got hammered, right? Way back here in the Patreon. It hit a low here of $6 and some change, brought itself back up to $9, came back down to $7. You know, these are just opportunities after opportunities. And you know what's interesting? As this is running, there's articles coming out about lawsuits and things attacking Clover Health. And I've always said it. This is a speculative stock because of the fact that it's a SPAC, number one. Number two, the fact that you are risking the opportunity, because what if these, lawsuits do get passed through and these are true? Things are going to be a little bit tough for Clover Health. But it's interesting that while this is going on, you can pay close attention to how institutional investors are reacting, and it's interesting to find that a lot of them are buying. But right now, CLOV stock, why did it jump so much? I digged really deep to find this because there's no news about this unless you kind of find it in a different way. You kind of gotta talk about the Clover news update, and like all you see is all these other things, but this one is kind of hidden within the own article. So they talk about the hope is restored hopefully after jumping 20%, good luck for Clover, stuff like that. And then you go down here, and this is what made the stock jump. The Center of Medicare and Medicaid Innovation announced that Clover would be one of the 53 direct contracting entities that will participate in Medicare and Medicaid's global and professional direct contracting model for the annual period that started April 1st. So revenue, money, just think about it. Coming in, net income, it might be the year for Clover Health to start shooting up. It just might. And if it can continue being one of those 53 direct contracting entities, or if next year it's 50 or 100, well, as long as it's in that list, that's going to be interesting, right? So in order to go public earlier this year, it went ahead and merged with obviously Social Capita Hydrosophia Holdings, right? That was that SPAC. And Clover has had to deal with attacks from short selling investors, some of whom argue that the business doesn't justify the hype that it got when it started to turn into a SPAC merger and so forth, and it's been below $10. This has been either an opportunity or a misfortune. I always tell investors, and that's something I talk about over at the Patreon, and in this series I will start discussing in the stock market and emotional intelligence of investing. You need to be able to distinguish these things, and I go into further detail about that over at the Patreon. If you want to learn more about that, the link is down below, as well as the Discord link. But yeah, Clover Health seems to be not in a complete reversal, but there's some good news here, because while they're being attacked, they're actually now part of the Medicaid and Medicare, and I think that was one of the biggest things this company needed right now to save itself, and it had been here for a while. Am I saying it's going to consolidate and run up again tomorrow? No. Could it run up? Possibly, but I see this more like a pullback soon after things cool off, and it's going to take a little bit for this news to reach people unless it goes live tomorrow. It has a slight pullback in the morning and this takes off again. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. But this took off, making probably even a short squeeze happen. It doesn't really look like it yet because it was only $1 jump, but, well, $1 and some change, almost $2. But if it continues to run up, it's going to push those shorts into it and buying back their shares. We'll have to see. So 50-day moving average is down here at 774. Anything below it is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. Obviously, we're significantly above it, and it's sitting at 899. So the first support I would look at is here at 858, and the next one is down here at 825. If things move back down pretty fast, and if the bulls are losing traction, right? You want to see if the bears are tearing it down or if the bulls are trying to bring it back up. Now, the true point that the bulls need to break through to continue the momentum is 940, but before getting there, they need to break through 929, turn it into a support to continue pushing upwards to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. Let others know this information. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of why this ran and to pay close attention to it moving forward, because even though it's been attacked by short sellers and all these different firms, there's opportunity in this. So stay tuned for that and watch how this stock moves. Do more research because of the fact that it's already with Medicare and Medicaid. It's a big deal. Don't forget to smash the like button. It helps out the YouTube channel. And let's jump right into the stocks I want to discuss with you guys and that you should add to your watch list. The ticker symbol I want you guys to add to your watch list is a very big company. They did a stock split and they've gone up $7 since I mentioned it. It's a slow mover, but definitely one to watch. I think it still has some more upside. But before we jump into it, here we have on the screen a chart to one of the stocks I briefed on this morning. If this is something that interests you, you can definitely join me and the other investors over at the Patreon and Discord. And there's some very bright, smart investors over there, learning investors, beginning investors, and even experienced investors. Very privileged to have them all over at the Patreon, and we're looking forward to you joining us as well. So right here, it was sitting at 160 when I briefed on it. So let's go ahead and look here, the time frame that I went ahead and mentioned it. It was 8:46 a.m. SFET has jumped and has news coming out that they're approved vendor for NASA Solutions. Interesting one. It is at 160. Volume is picking up too. So literally right there is 8:46. 8:47 is the timestamp, and it was sitting at 160. And it's kind of funny that it ended the day post-market at 160. That was like probably the support / resistance of the whole day. But from that point forward, it jumped up and it hit 178. That right there was a 10 to 12% gain. We're looking for 5 to 10% every single morning, and that's it. No more. We're not greedy. We just want our 5 to 10%. Anything beyond 10%, I call it a home run. Anywhere between 10 to 15 is pretty reasonable, but anything beyond 15, 20, that's a home run. And this one was pretty close of a home run at 12% gain, right? But I'm just rounding it down to 10%. It was 2 cents away from 10%. So this one right here definitely ran up pretty fast, and that was within minutes. If you look at the timestamp here, 8:47, all the way up to the peak here at 8:52 in just a few minutes. Now, another one which was very interesting, no pun intended, and the ticker symbol is very. I talked about it at 8:11, and we could see the timestamp here, and it was right here, 8:11. Very just pulled back and touched $14. One to watch, especially with this kind of volume. Already ran once this morning, and it has been pulling down. So this one close to 8:11. It had hit a low here, right here around this time. You could see it here around this time. It was starting to fall, and it hit a low here of about $14. All right, a few minutes after that, and it bounced up to 14 and some change, fell back down to 13 and some change, and bounced up to 15. So this one gave close to 10% if you just waited a few minutes. This one took almost 30 minutes. Now it pulled back, and once the market opened, right, it hit a low of 14.17, and it shot up right away to 20.64 and hitting a high of $21 in just a matter of an hour. Okay, this was a big home run. This was almost 50% jump within an hour, and I told you guys that 5 to 10% is what we're looking for. This was a big play here, and it was kind of just sitting sideways, and it took off. So if you're interested in opportunities like this one, definitely join us over at the Patreon. So here we are. with the ticker symbol I want you guys to add to your watch list. And we're going to see when I mentioned it. And by the way, the links are down below. I didn't mention that. The links are down below for the Discord and Patreon. So NextEra Energy, NEE. Let's go ahead and put this on the 30-minute so we can look at it a little bit more comfortable. And you could see here how this stock pulled back and it hit a low of $68. And when I mentioned it, let's go ahead and look at what date it was. I went ahead and mentioned this on the 21st. And right there is charge point. I've talked about this one several times, so I left it there. But charge point has been another one of our great opportunities since the 21st. But NextEra Energy, I wanted it to get closer to $60. That was me being greedy, but anything close to 70, 68 was a steal on this one, okay? And this stock did a stock split back in October, okay? And it was getting back to pre-split numbers. That's what was making it even more interesting because we may not see those numbers again. So when I mentioned it on March 21st, right, it had actually gone downwards, right? It was this weekend right here, sitting close to $72 and some change, right? And then it dipped, right, on the 22nd, down to $70 and some change. We never saw it touch that again. Bounced back up, came back down to 71, and since 71, it's been shooting up, okay? Just going down, up and down, up and down. This is a company I suggest doing your research on, and its peak here after the split was $87. So it's $10 away from its highest point. I believe this has room to even break through that. Now, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight, but this stock has been hitting newer lows, newer highs, newer lows, newer highs. This is a tremendous company, huge company, and institutional ownership is big. I'm talking about close to the trillions. Okay, think about that on how much they own. They own large amounts of this company. It's huge. Like you look up how much Vanguard owns, and it's like hundreds of billions of dollars. And it's like when you look it up on Google, it does 0.0 something something trillion. Like they're basically telling you like they got a lot. They got a lot. The value is a lot. But you can also see too how their revenue has become smaller, but not because of their business model, but because I think of innovation, right? They're reinvesting that net income. So they're still profitable and they're reinvesting the money for innovation. I mean, big things. And when you actually zoom out and you look at this from the 1 day, you know, this has been a growing company all its time. Like, really think about it. It's a huge deal. And you're going to be able to own a piece of it. It's pretty cool. But this isn't something that's going to get you rich overnight. We always focus here on Invest for Tomorrow, maximizing profits, minimizing losses, and focusing in on opportunities. So if you feel like you missed this one because you didn't catch it at $70, it's all right. You can watch it for a pullback. And if you feel like this is not for you, that's cool. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any positions, but I am here to enlighten you. And at the end of the day, if this pulls back or just continues going up or kind of sits sideways for a little bit, this stock will be higher than where we see it today. Just look at that 1 day chart, okay? Once upon a time, these were the present days, and I would always say this, and I'm saying it right now. Today's prices are cheaper than tomorrow's, and this is a good chart to go ahead and show you that true statement. These days were once today, and those today's prices were cheaper than tomorrow's, and tomorrow is right here, the bigger picture. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.